Good morning, KMMA Tribe, friends, family, students. Oh, yeah. Chan Steve here with Krav Maga Martial Arts. And today, I want to talk to you about who's in charge. And I want to talk about it in two ways. The first is who's in charge of you? Who's in charge of your behavior and performance, your business? See, I was thinking about it on the way in this morning that luckily I am my own worst taskmaster. And what I mean is that I've had my business for 22 years, and thank God that even though I shared yesterday some of the, Black Belt leadership principles that I'm still working on, you know, some of the things like self-control. Every once in a while, I still get, angry and say something I shouldn't have said, or like focus. While I believe way better than most and 300% better than I have been in the past. Um, that because in my most natural state, I probably have the thing they call ADHD today. But I've learned to really, really focus my time and energy and attention and accomplish great things. But still, once in a while, I'll look away from my chief and dominant aim, my main goals, and be distracted by something else that takes some valuable time and energy away. So having said these things, I'm saying because the part that's thank God is that one of the things that I feel I'm very strong in is discipline and work ethic, doing what it takes to get what I want. And the message that made me think of today is who's in charge, because the point is I'm in charge of me. See, I don't have a direct boss. So therefore, if I wanted to, I could behave in a very different fashion. I could, I could start my day later. I could work less hard. I could, there's a lot of things I could do differently and get away with for some period of time. But, if that were the case, then honestly, I would be probably would not be here 22 years into this enterprise, getting to empower lives, getting to prepare people to live, which is to survive and thrive, and empowering them to lead. And I wouldn't get to do that if I had not had the discipline to make it through all the hard times, to always do what it takes to do what's important next. I share this not to speak of me, but to tell you this: rather you own your own business or not, you do. Because if you don't own a business in the charge of other people and your customers, as I do, you do own the business of you. See, every one of my team members owns the business of them. Every employee in any operation owns the business of them. And just like this business, the way that you act, the way that you behave, the amount of ownership, the amount of work ethic, the amount of discipline that you apply to your life and work and relationships and all the things, that is totally up to you. So you're in charge of you. And I challenge you two ways. The one is what I'm talking about right now, is just having the discipline and work ethic to push yourself to be the best and highest version of you in everything you do. The second is to be the CEO of your own company. This I think I got from Darren Hardy, one of my mentors that I've never met in person again, but through Success Magazine and several of his books and a couple of his courses. Darren Hardy says each individual must be the CEO of their own company, and ask this question: if I, as the CEO of my own company, is this decision going to serve me well? All right, so that could have been a message in and of itself. I probably should also get better about shorter messages, but I'm going to go into the second version, because something that when people that I care about are going through fear, doubt, anxiety, these things, which are becoming more and more prevalent today, it bothers me. And as is my custom of focusing on only those things I can control, I cannot join and allow the fact that they're going through those things to create anxiety for me. So I have to do something, though. I do also have a control fetish. So I have to do something. And the only thing I really get to do is do my meditations and write about it or talk about it. So I'm going to share this in case it's also useful to you. First of all, everybody goes through fear. Everybody goes through doubt, and everybody goes through anxiety. The levels to which we go through this thing is the question, right? The question is, and the main question, the one relevant to this message today, is who's in charge. So listen, if we are paying attention to media, whether it be the one on the news or the social media or whatever, there's more awareness of the bad things happening in the world than ever before. And if we let the media and the things take charge, then unfortunately the negative voice in our mind takes charge also and starts telling us all kinds of scary and horrific things that can create an analysis paralysis, a fear, a doubt, an anxiety that can actually keep you from being the best and highest version of you, from making the contribution that you can upon the world, from taking that next step, from doing that next thing, from being happy, from being at peace. So in this, even more important, honestly, maybe than the first discussion, who's in charge? You need to make sure it's you. And look, in confession, I too have gone through times of fear and doubt, stress, anxiety. Life is 10% what happens and 90% how we react to it. And it's what we do in these times that makes the most difference. And so it means that when it happens, we have to approach it like any other fight. We have to say, look, it's terrible. It's terrible that those things out there happen, and it's terrible that this thing in here is happening. I'm aware of the fact. I feel the anxiety in my gut. I feel what is actually the dump of cortisol and all the stress and fear emotions, right? Like in addition to the mental part, your body is a chemical factory, and right, and when you're pumping all the bad ones in through fear, doubt, and anxiety, they create more fear, doubt, and anxiety. They negatively affect your health. They negatively affect your performance. So what one must do is take charge and reframe and refocus one's own thinking, because it is the only thing that one can truly control. See, we can't control what's going on out there, but we can control what's going on in here. And listen, I'm not making light of this. I'm not marginalizing people that deal with, anxiety on a very high level, or the others on a very high level, nor even, like mental illness type. Not in any way. Don't hear what I'm not saying. But here's what I am saying. Rather, the challenge comes from, not having any limbs, like the one guy. Man, that guy's an inspiration. Pops his limbless body up on a desk and gives a motivational speech to all who will listen. Rather, it's a physical liability, or rather it's a mental one. We still are faced with this important choice, and the choice is, what am I going to do about what I'm going through? And we can allow the fear, the doubt, the anxiety, the negative voice in our head to take us down a self-fulfilling prophecy in a negative spiral, or we can choose to take charge. Fill our mind with positive images, positive audio, positive video, positive reading. By the way, if you are one of the people that is wise enough to read a couple great books on the subject that I recommend, one would be Craig Groeschel recently put out a book that I've shared with some of my students already, and that is really good. I don't have it here, but I think it's called Winning the War in Your Mind. And I think I have it lent out as we speak, but that's a really, really good one. And then here's one that almost nobody, by the way, Power of Positive Thinking is another great one, but that's on a different level. If you're going through it, if you're in the heat, I really recommend this one that I only read recently. Napoleon Hill, not the one he's famous for, but this one's called Outwitting the Devil. One of the interesting things is that, when asked, are you really talking about the devil in your book, or are you just talking about the negative voice in your mind? Napoleon Hill said maybe both. So I recommend the reading of that one. But if you don't read it, at least hear what I'm saying, what I am saying. The devil is in your mind, and the higher version of you, and God is also. And the question is, which one are you going to listen to? Prepare to live, empowered to lead. Make it a great day. And I hope to see you in person real